that's the wrong one. Ready or not, here I come. Man, I've been having a day, guys. I cannot tell you how crazy my day has been. I So big plans. I had very, 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 very big plans for how I wanted today to go with the live stream. I wanted to talk about digital. I wanted to work some. Hold on. Hey. Oh, of course somebody's at the door. Jeez, this day. I'll be right back. Wait for everybody to just come on in. Amazon calling. Amazon calling. My good golly today. Look at this box. We might open this. It's not really radio related, but it's still fun. So, okay. Gosh, let me put this over here. See if I can catch you all up on what happened today. So, I had big plans. Big plans to do. Why is that in the background? And apparently everything's messed up. So let's get rid of that little logo in the background there. Blah bye. Whew, hello everybody. Hello. I'm losing my mind. So I posted that video on digital modes. Let me get comfortable here. Posted that video on digital modes, and I was planning on working or FT8 and show people whisper and all that stuff. And the Zygu, it's not the Zygu's fault. I know it's not the Zygu's fault. Has not been able to transmit since that video. The software WSJTX just simply will not key the radio for any amount of time. I put ferrite beads. Where's my I put ferrites on everything. Everything's got a ferrite bead. Every cable in the house has a ferrite bead on it. Just to any possible thing. I was like, I'll get rid of it. I'll make sure this doesn't affect anything. I have loaded and unloaded software. I have done just about everything I can think of. And again, I appreciate it's because I'm on a Mac. I get it. I'm on a Mac. It's pretty bad. Whew. Man. Let me catch up with the chat here. Hello, everybody. I got Steve from NorCal. I got David. I got Dan Ventura. I got Florida. What's up, Tom? Christmas Day every day with Amazon. That's right, John. Good day from, is it Adelaide, Australia. I just got the study book to get my foundation license. John Paul Parker, what's up, buddy? Shelby Crane, hello. Jason, getting ready to go to bed, and Hashnazi shows up with a live feed. Gotta watch for a little bit. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I guess is, 10 p.m. Eastern. Oh, look at the ARRL pin goes greeny. Wow. So, WSJTX just would not work. Wouldn't work. I think I spent at least 8 hours today working on it. At least. I got up at 9 a.m. Was back and forth with Edison, making sure he was happy. We had some cleaners come and just PTT though flips out. So flipping out, and every time it flips out, it causes a serial issue on the computer, and the whole computer has to be restarted. So I think I've restarted the computer like 20 times today. Whew. Pat is here from Nebraska. What's up? How's my day going? My day is going crazy. Just absolutely crazy day. Not a good day. Crazy day. Well, I've been because the digital thing didn't work out, I changed the title of this stream. So we're gonna talk two things. One, hopefully, is gonna be really, really fun. I'm really excited. This is gonna be the second half of the show. I was gonna hold off on this, but I needed a heavy hitter since I had such a hard time today. Is it spring break, Carrie? Oh, you're a teacher. You would know. So awesome. I don't have my notes. I don't have any of my notes to remind me what I'm supposed to talk about in the beginning. But let's hit some of the big ones. We've, of course, got the Ham Radio Crash Course there on Facebook. Go check that out. We have the Patreon, and I always mention the Patreon because it's all interconnected now. We've got a Discord server, which has been blowing up. The Discord server has been amazing. I've been getting some help from some people there. In fact, the little thing we're going to talk about later is from a late night on the Discord. So check the Discord out. The link is in the Facebook group. In fact, if somebody could, one of the mods, throw an invite link up in the throw a link up in mods that I can post in the stream, my live stream. I'll post it as a comment. So let's hang out, and I'll get that up there in a second. If one of the mods is listening, I think there are. Wow. Do I still belong to the NRA? No, I haven't. I didn't re-up my my what do you call it? My membership in a while. It's been probably 3 years or so. I just stopped liking the magazines. I don't have a problem paying for any kind of membership if the magazines are good, and I don't really like the magazines. Oh man, Johnny on the spot. Who was it? Loyal, you're fast, man. Loyal's one of the mods on Discord, killing it over there. So there's the link to the Discord. It's in the chat, guys. So Discord's free. It's a chat room just like the one you're in. It's a little bit more IRC based, so you can have special groups, kind of themed category areas. And in fact, why am I talking? Why don't I just show you? So this is the Discord. I'm in the mods group. Let me get out of there. We've got a live stream Fridays, which you're welcome to hop in there. And announcements and a memes page for funny. This is some guy's, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, my brain, man. I'm totally fried. Contact letter. Q card? Something like that. Totally fried. I'm telling you, 8 hours trying to make that stupid digital works. QRZ cards? What is it? Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it in the chat. QSL cards. That's it. QSL cards. Anyway, I'm over there. I'm in the text chat for Livestream Fridays, and I'm also in the Livestream voice chat. So there's a voice chat feature to Discord. Everybody who's a patron, they get a green logo, and we're going to make a room that's separate for them. Plus, we've got to make some other some other chat rooms for category-specific stuff like QRP and antennas and HF. Biker Bob's in the chat. What's up, Biker Bob? I'm glad you could come out. Anyway, this is the Discord. It's available. It's pretty cool. Let's see. I had some things happen this week that is going to prolong this thing that I wanted to do. I bought that Icon 2730A, which we're going to use to do hopefully live. Is there a Discord link for us to get into that? Yeah, it's the link that I just posted. Can you see my link? It's about 3 up from you. If you can see it, that's the link. Hey, Carrie, she's in the chat there. What's up, KLC 8000? KLC 8000. So, yeah, is it working for everybody? Thank you. So the beer, yeah, thank you for reminding me. You guys are remembering my notes better than I am. Oh, let me finish the thing. So I've got some MFJ products coming to kind of fill out this build to make it what I want to, and those kind of got stuck in Albuquerque or something like that. So right now I'm drinking a milk stout from Left Hand Brewery. This is called a sweet stout, which I think they just, now that I've had a couple of these, I think it's just a rebranded regular milk stout with a different label. Yeah. If you can get it, I absolutely recommend the Nitro Milk Stout. It's on nitrogen. Good stuff. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's see. What can we do? I may need this. I'm going to go back to my radio in a second here. But so I got asked multiple times by a couple people, lots of people actually, and somebody asked in the chat what this little light bulb or this thing is. People put these in drinks at Disneyland, like the drinks are sold with these stupid little things in it, and I just, the kids get tired of them, and I just leave them on my desk, and I use them occasionally for lights and all that. It's just a little cube with a little rubber button in the bottom, and it'll change colors, so I use it. Anyway, so I was asked, when's the right time to graduate to HF? HF is on the mind of some folks, I think rightfully so. And I was asked, well, when's the right time to graduate to it? Well, we already talked about how the technician enhancement could be coming down the pipe, which, if it is, that's terrific. That's absolutely awesome. We would love it if that happened. It would get more people out on the bands. It would make the bands more interesting. It would increase popularity across the board for all kinds of things. So, again, you kind of know how I feel about it. We've talked in the past. But when's the time? Well, technically, it's any time. There's no reason why, and in fact, there's gateway drugs, right? We talked about the PL660, right? We talked about the PL660 in the last stream. That is a shortwave radio with single sideband capability. So that's a ham radio receiver, basically, on the single sidebands. So that's great. You can immediately start working a lot of the... HF is so cool. I agree. You can immediately start checking things out on HF. And also, because it's a shortwave, you get the advantage of all the other shortwave stations that are, across the world, all that greatness. So, very cool. Why not? Plus, there's also, like, form and function kind of things why you might want to jump to HF. You can do SOTA with VHF, UHF. You absolutely can. But at some point, you're going to want to jump to HF to go longer distance for your small number of watts you're pulling around with your QRPs and whatnot. Oh, what's up, John? $1.99. Whoa, Tyler, back-to-back $3.99. Did you guys plan that? Whoa! It works! I don't know if you guys saw that. Did you see that? It works. So, there's a website called If This Then That, and I've got a party light hooked to the super chat. Anytime the super chat goes up, it plays the party light. I got to extend the timer a little bit, make it party for a little while. That's pretty awesome. I had all the stuff. I just needed to connect it. I had a little Wi-Fi enabled power plug that I just needed to connect to it, and it works. That's awesome. How much does it cost to start in HF? Wow, these are the questions that are helping me right through the conversation. It doesn't have to be a lot. In fact, give me a second. Let me go grab something. So you're going to be a pretty disappointed little badger, but you can get something like, whoa, a transparent PCB. You can get something like this Pixie kit, which is just a simple 9-volt battery to a BNC connector. It has phone and key, and it'll do CW. It's a CW only, single frequency HF radio. How much does it cost? I think it was like $7. Right? So it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all. It's just that some of the really, really, really awesome stuff, is going to be expensive. The KX3s, the KX2s by Elecraft, very expensive. The Zygu, $650. That's a full-featured radio. These are all QRP radios, though, right? So QRP, I mentioned it before, is generally pretty inexpensive to get into. Usually you want something that's 100 watts, right? This is 5 watts. That's not nearly enough for getting comfortable on HF. So what do? Well, I highly recommend you join a club, as I've mentioned many times. The reason you should join a club is there's oftentimes a lot of people that are getting rid of stuff they no longer want. And if they no longer want it, they're going to get rid of it at a good deal. I've heard of people that have just been given HF radios, perfectly working HF radios, so that they could play HF, get there on the HF bands. Now, it's going to be a little old. It might not work digital in a really transparent or really easy way. Whoa! $2! It went off again. That's awesome. Mike Franco, what's your opinion on CB radios? I'm not a big fan. Wait, let me take that back. I'm ambivalent. I'm neither pro or against CB. I didn't grow up with a CB radio. I don't have the nostalgia for CB that people have. I didn't really grow up using FRS radios that much either, so I don't have that much of an affinity for FRS radios. I think that ham radio goes kind of above and beyond what CW does. It's not that I'm against CB, but, I think that ham radio is a better option, right? Obviously, CB, you don't have to, can I make this? I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to pull this thing off my head. CW, obviously, don't have to have a license, so, your mileage will vary. I think I saw a video of a CB competition where two trucks were lined up next to each other, and they both had 1,000-watt, I think 1,000-watt no, it had to be more than 1,000-watt and transmitters, and they had these huge horizontal poles on their roofs, and when they keyed up, it started to catch on fire. That's how much power it was putting out. It's amazing. So 1958 John Deere says the Yaesu 450D is pretty good for cheapish money. Totally agree. Everybody seems to be on point today. In fact, why don't I pull that up really quick so you can take a look at what that looks like. I love the way this thing looks, and if I remember correctly, it does okay with digital. 450D. I love the way this radio looks, and I think you can get them for like $400. Look how great that. So there's a term in ham radio, we call it ham sexy. I think black displays with white numbers and letters is like mad ham sexy. Big fan of the look of the 450D. And there's a lot of YouTubers who have it. I think Ham Radio Concepts is a big 450D guy. Signal Search might be too. Don't know. But they seem to like them. And I do too, at least from the look of it. I had thought about just going and getting the 450 instead of holding out for the 7300. But I'm holding out for the 7300. I've decided. 7300, so it turns out with the 7300, you just take one USB cable, plug it into your computer, and that's all you need for doing digital. Super easy from what I understand. Just awesome. So that's that. So does well, let me take another step back. Let me go back from diverging all over the place. When you get your technician license, that's really the license to work VHF and UHF. You're going to spend your time playing around with HTs and playing around with mobile radios. You might do some home brewing. Maybe you'll homebrew up an antenna or two. Maybe you'll do different stuff like that. Maybe you'll do a fox hunt. Maybe you'll do APRS. Maybe you'll even do packet radio. You know, there's all kinds of satellites. You could do satellites with VHF, UHF. So you could literally wet your whistle on VHF, UHF for 10 years and have no problem. Completely interested and stayed, focused on what you were interested in. So Aries, racies, emergency stuff, right? All of that. All of that's VHF, UHF. You get that right out of the gate with your technician license. What you don't get is the long distance DX, the long distance communications, the long distance contacts, QRP for things like SOTA. You can do SOTA with VHF, UHF, though. There's just some reasons why you might want to kind of step up to HF. Digital, for example. Digital is a great mode. It's a mode, but there's lots of different kinds of digital. There's, really fast communiques via PSK31. There's slow. There's FT8, which is kind of like just a rabid dog's QSO method. Yeah, Joe says, HF radio has a much better range as compared to UHF, VHF, even with the same amount of power output. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. You got to understand, too, right? So this goes back to... I can do this. So this goes back to what we talked before, right? So if VHF... Come on. So if VHF is here... What is that? Bro, no, I don't want a lens flare. I want a paintbrush. What is that? So if VHF is here and HF, and technically it's probably more like UHF, then you're going to look, your wave's going to be like this as they start to kind of fan out, right? And this would be, 80 meters, and this is 70 centimeters, right? Whoa! $2! Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So 70 centimeters, right, versus 80. Well, as the frequency starts to physically increase, the length of the wave, it's going to bounce off of the atmosphere, whereas UHF, VHF would just pierce right through it. That's why UHF and VHF are a line of sight radio communication. So if you're going to get serious about VHF, UHF, one of the best things you can do is get your antenna way up in the sky. With HF, you're going to kind of throw, depending on the angle, the takeoff angle of your radio waves is going to help it travel across travel across the open atmosphere and then bounce off the different layers, right? So if you've got a really low takeoff angle, right, like this, and it just comes flying out low, it's going to go very far before it has to hit a layer of the atmosphere and bounce. So you get those two bounces. So let's erase this here. Where'd that come from? So if you've got the Earth, right? Let's go to airbrush. Why is this so difficult? There we go. That's what I want. So if you've got, what is that? You've got an Earth, right? And you've got your radio, and you come off at a real low takeoff angle. Let's get that blue. You're I'm good at this. So if you got a low takeoff angle, right, it's going to come out here, hit a layer, and then bounce over here. So to whomever is listening, right? So your transmitter is here, and you get this takeoff angle, hit a layer of the atmosphere, bounce it down. You've just kind of refracted over the Earth, and that allows you to be able to hit different people from across the country, across the world, whatever. VHF, UHF can't really do that. VHF and UHF is good for getting up and talking to satellites, though, right? It's good for a lot of the close-range stuff. And they're relatively inexpensive. That's another reason that people like VHF and UHF. HF gets a little bit more expensive, particularly if you get involved with, some of the more expensive radios like the 7300s. And that's considered a starting radio, right? At $1,300. So it's pretty expensive. Question in the chat. What about Echolink with a technician license? It's fine. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is Echolink, though? It is an internet-enabled radio. This is an analog radio. If the internet ever goes down, this is going to work fine, and Echolink's not going to work. I have also found that there's an incredible amount of lag when working on Echolink. So if your repeater works Echolink, you really got to make sure people understand to pause and let the people on Echolink get a shot to get on the repeater, because it's very it can be very frustrating on a repeater where I talk a lot. They talk so fast, and they're quick keyers. They're just on that thing, that it can be very tough for Echolink to get in. Steve, $2. Whoa, there we go. I need to make that longer. I need to make a little party light. Maybe hook up a speaker or something to it as well. Steve, $2. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Rob says, wanted to thank you for the series of videos getting licensed. Passed my technician and general test last Saturday. That's awesome. I'm hearing a lot of people that are super just blowing through both tests. They're getting their technician and they're getting their general, which is great. Way to go, Mojo. Talking to someone in SoCal from NorCal on 2 meters. Took the wind-linked repeater system 10 watts on 40 meters CW. Same distance, just fine. Yeah, exactly. So, way to go, Mojo brings up a good point. So there's a repeater system called the Wind System here in Southern California, which I'm occasionally on. And it's a linked repeater system, meaning the repeater itself is on a mountain, and then it connects to the internet, and then they're all connected to each other via the internet. So if the internet goes down, the repeaters are disconnected. You can only talk to one repeater. Well, when they're connected, you can take a BaoFeng and you can key up the repeater. You can talk on it, and people that are listening, that are cross-linked to you, can hear it. For instance, I've talked to someone that was sitting in Japan on his internet-enabled cross-link repeater on the Wind System in Japan. This was years ago, but very cool. John says, I was under the impression that Technician Foundation license could work 80, 40 meters, 15 meters, and 10 meters. John Paul, you're right, but it's only on CW, and it's a very small portion of the band, the CW portion, right? So you can't work digital, you can't talk single sideband, you can only do CW, which, if you like CW, is great. That'll get you most of the way there. So that's what this technician enhancement thing's all about, is given that same CW space, why not open it up so people can work things like digital and single sideband in that little space, which I support. I think it's a good idea. Okay, I got a second beer. I'm calming down a little bit from my craziness. This is a Teru Nigongo, which is a Saison ale aged in an oak foeder with New Zealand wildflower. Whoa! $2. You need HF for when the S hits the F. Yes. When the S hits the F, you need HF. I agree. There are many people. So that's a whole thing. I did a newsletter 1 month ago. Last month's newsletter, Patreon newsletter, was specifically about emergency communications. And I spent a lot of time explaining how really you need a tiered system. You need people on the ground, the first responders, to be on walkie-talkies. Oh no, we gotta overflow. Of course we did. My day couldn't go without an overflow. The bottle is overflowing. Oh my goodness. This day. Trying day. Dripping beer on my iPad. Now I've got to get a napkin. I apologize. Hold on. Oh, wait, you know what? No, let me get a napkin. Nick Rude. I don't know much about radios, just found this channel an hour ago and liking the videos so far. Wow, that's very cool. I'm glad that I can appeal to somebody that's not necessarily completely into radios yet, but give me time. Just give me time. And you will be buying, you'll have 5 BaoFengs that you don't know what to do with in no time. And $15 short AM FM radios. Yeah. So what was I saying? Uh-oh. KLC 8000 said, go to DX Engineering and look at the review on the MFJ 2286 18-foot telescopic antenna. I have a picture from my backyard of the antenna clamped to a steel clothesline pole. So I've got a couple. So one of the antennas I'm getting from MFJ is a Pulsar VHF UHF. That's for just doing the VHF UHF. It's a Pulsar 17-foot antenna. Somebody asked if do I have a butterfly knife on my desk. I do, but this is not a butterfly knife. This is a butterfly bottle opener. But I do have a real butterfly knife. It's over there. But anyway, yeah, this is a staple of my show, the butterfly knife opener. Oh my goodness, it's tart. Whew. Wow. That's a tart beer. Yeah. That's what Teru generally is they're kind of sour beers. KLC 8000 says, I use my FT817ND and Mode A contacts to Tallahassee, Florida from Missouri. Yep. That's very cool. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I'm let's see. I have, yeah, what's up with that? 87 people watching, only 17 thumbs up? Come on. It's right there. Click it. So, what was it? Looks like, yeah, it does look like a legit Bali song. I have something else. So, I'm also getting a big ear antenna from MFJ for use for QRP. I'm supposed to go with Jerry, which is HQD is his suffix on his call sign. He's on, if you Google Soda Jerry, he'll show up. He's got Soda nailed down, man. He's got an 817. He has a KX3 now, I think. Either that or a KX2. One of those. Let's see. Steve. We had somebody from Nigeria. Yeah, Steven. Hey, what's up? Awesome. Appreciate it. So I added that. I added the band conditions. I guess it's right here above my head, and it looks like everything's garbage right now. Like just really bad. So even if we did get on digital, it's probably not going to work very well. We could probably, you know what? Let's for the sake of, since we got the radio on, let's hop over CW land. Pretty quiet. Oh, that's digital or something. Self One Albuquerque checking in right on. Whoop. Oop. We just went past the band. I'll leave it here. 15. Does the X5105 work with the Wolfie Link and PSK Droid or RIDI Droid? I don't know. You have to use the DIN cable and the DIN interface to be able to go. You got to use this thing, which has the connector for the radio, which is this DIN connector, and then you go to this 2.5 meter jack, and that's how you connect to computer and iPhone, whatnot. I run a G5RV antenna to my my X5105, which so far has been pretty good. I am on. Oh, I'm on 40. Hold on, let me go to 80. I'm on. No. I'm on 3.525. Bump up the volume here a little bit. The 8. Is that you? Are you that fast of a key? Holy crap. Man. Bruce Anderson, $5. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. 1958. Is that you? There's that many people out there with CW that's hitting the 3525. I mean, that's a common number, but that's very cool, guys. You can hear it? Yeah, my this microphone is set up to talk to me. I was planning on doing digital where we don't need the mic today, so. That's too loud. It's just, oh. That's a close signal. Or it's not a close signal, it's just a good signal. I heard a dit. Rob Ferguson, $10. Thank you, man. Where is it? There it is. Looks like some people calling CW. There's a solid tone I'm hearing, but Okay. All right, I don't want to detract, but if you were into CW, you could just be fine with that. I wasn't paying too much attention to. I should have pulled out a piece of paper and see if I could get a call sign. We could look up where those people were at, but you usually won't have much of a problem on CW. You can get all over the world with CW without an issue if you have a good antenna. And 5 watts is not a lot, but if you had something like 20 watts, you'd do pretty good. Somebody asked me earlier, what do I think of the Yaesu 8579? Go back to last week's chat where I did a mobile radio review. We talked about the 8579. 100 watts HF mobile radio. Very awesome. Great. It's a well-loved radio. It's an older radio. There's what's the new model? 891? 893? There's an HF-only version, kind of same form factor of the 857. And I think it's a better radio. I'd go with that. In fact, people have compared it to the 7300 as far as its receive capability. In fact, if you go look at my stream, I post a link to that review. The whole frequency I'm on is 3.525.000. I've got it quiet right now. If you want to try in a bit, we can, just so I can keep talking, keep moving forward. Because we're already in more than 36 minutes. Feels like the time just flew by. I was totally worried too. I was literally working on trying to get the digital going for 10 minutes before the stream. I restarted the computer just moments before the stream. New follower. How long are my shows? At least an hour. They're at least an hour. They're usually topic based. Today, the topic I kind of screwed up hard. I wanted to do digital real bad, but I'll just have to keep. Maybe I'll just have to bide my time until I get that 7300. I really should be focusing on for CW. In fact, I can't do a poll in here. I'll do a poll on my YouTube. And on the Patreon and whatnot, on how many people actually want to learn CW. Like, would you rather just go straight to general and start the general classes, or would you rather start doing some CW classes? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I haven't studied enough of the general. Even though I am a general, I don't remember all the test questions and how they work. So, Tom Garcia. No. People don't generally use... Well, I'm sure there are people who use software to send CW. They use software to decode CW for sure in contests. It helps them make their contests when they're doing, DXpeditions or lots of... if they're trying to get lots of contacts in a particular period of time on CW, they'll use loggers that are connected to their radio, and it'll decode CW. Mr. Old Man P, love the beer and radio mix. It goes together. Thanks for publicly merging my 2 favorite hobbies. I'm a general and def want to start crushing the CW. Yeah. Hey, I'm pretty surprised. A lot of people actually... Life's too short for CW. There's actually some people in here that want to do the CW. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, we're going to do both. Or maybe we'll do 1 week and we'll go back and forth. That could be fun. So, we covered the things you do on VHF, UHF, and we've talked briefly about what you can do with HF, right? You got QRP, you have long distance contacts across the country, the world. So my FT8 receive side works perfectly. On 20 meters, there's people in Russia, Japan, Alaska that I could have tried to make contacts with. I don't put out that much power, so it would have been difficult with me, and the bands are pretty crappy right now. But how far? So the furthest technically contacty thing that I did was I was picked up on Whisper in the Canary Islands. Bike Bob 59. I will catch you later, my friend. He's gonna go get ready for the I think it's the Daily Gun Show on Gun Channels. I think so. Usually is 9 p.m. though. He's getting started a little bit early. Anyway, have fun, buddy. I'll catch you later. Butterbean is my CB handle, and I'm in Northeast Georgia. Yeah, there's pockets of the country where CW is alive and well. I like the aspect of like building a sweet CW like rig in a car, like really powerful, like a sleeper rig, and just you know dropping the hammer on people is kind of interesting. It's totally illegal. Don't get me wrong, it's totally illegal, but I find it interesting. Thank you, Drew, for the he thanks me for the X5105. Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's not turning off. Oh, there we go. Whew. That would have been. Oh, maybe because it was $5, it stays on longer. That's kind of interesting. So nobody send me something. I don't want to be listening to watching that thing for an hour. Been to Canary Islands. Love that place. Take care. Kids and job killed my energy today. I'm out. Oh, I understand. Take it easy, dude. I killed myself trying to make radios work. Kazar. Oh, you know what else is? I bought that Pocket Pal. I know I talk to a lot of people on the Discord daily, but I bought a Pocket Pal kit. It's an Altoids kit. It's like a little testing. It does like 6 different kind of testing functions that you might want to have on you if you go to like a ham swap and you find a radio and you don't know if it works perfectly. It does things like signal generation. It has some other stuff too. I don't remember off the top of my head. It was mentioned in the last QRP magazine, which is on the floor behind me. I should probably go grab it. But it's QRPme.com, and it's the first kit that's on the website. It's well, why don't I show you? QRPme.com. I'm mentioning this because I'm going to build it, and it would be fun if other people wanted to build it live with me, they could do that. So it's this guy. Isn't that cool? It's called the Pocket Pal Handy Dandy Hamfest Tester. Does it mention what it does? Several constant current and voltage sources can be used to test panel meters, LEDs, and many other current and voltage driven needs. An onboard oscillator can run 14.31818, which is for 20 meters. And divide by 2 circuit can be used for testing oscilloscopes, receivers, frequency meters, and other RF devices. So cool. QRPme.com. It's $35 for the kit. It goes in an Altoids container. And does this image, can we zoom in on this image? That is not a helpful zoom at all. There's a panel on the side that you can switch where the leads are, and that's what changes the functionality. Yeah, so QRPme.com. I'm not affiliated with these guys at all. I like acknowledging when people are doing cool stuff. So yeah, I'm totally gonna build this before the end of the month so that I can take it to the next W6TRW swap meet. I don't even know how to do that. Currently listening to TG3100. It was HF Voyager, the little watercraft. I can't get my digital working, so I haven't been able to. That guy, I had the map. He was running around. People were getting contacts with that thing today. I saw the website. I was super bummed. I couldn't get it. Let me pull up the. What's his name? HF Voyager. Yeah, look at this guy. He's a little HF radio on a little boat. He's in the Pacific Ocean right now. Check this out. He's only 20 meters, though, so it's pretty much dead in the evening. But he had, like, a ton of contacts today on FT8. And I wanted to get this contact so bad. There he is. He's that little yellow thing. Let's zoom in on him. He's right off I'm right here. I'm in California. He's not far from me. He's about as far from me as a little bit further than New Mexico. Uh-oh. Why do you do that? Oh. Yeah, I'm super bummed. So basically, I'm gonna end up spending the rest of tonight when we're done here, just working on my rig, trying to get the digital work. Yeah, don't worry about it, James. Glad you're here. Just to get the digital working, because I really want to get a contact with this thing. Apparently, they're doing something kind of fun with it. Yeah. Anyway. Super awesome. I'm totally bummed that I didn't hit that. Yeah. So I hit cost. So QRP's cheap. right? There's all kinds of kits you can buy, QRP kits. You can even buy kits for amplifiers, 20-watt amplifiers, 50-watt amplifiers, get more power onto a radio. They make a 100-watt amplifier for the X5105, believe it or not. I think MFJ is starting to sell that. You can do that. It's kind of expensive, but it's about $1,000. So it's about $500. So it's about $1,000 in total to get a 100-watt radio. Maybe just get a 7300, right? It's $1,200. QRP though, in the KX3 10-watt radio, they make an amplifier for that too. Have I heard of Inaccessible Island? I have not. I've been hearing only about Bouvet recently, the DXpedition Bouvet to Bouvet, which is like number 2 on the list for DX. No, what is it? Is it a that better not be like that island off of Jersey where the treasure is, right? Inaccessible. Oh. Where is he? This island is an extinct volcano with current peak reaching 49 miles. Interesting. I wonder what the DXpedition. When was the last DXpedition? Here, let me switch over to web so you can see this. Inaccessible Island. Seldom visited Nightingale, Inaccessible Island. Well, where's the last DXpedition? Maybe you can't even go there. Oh well, I'll look that up later. Thank you for mentioning it. So I have a new I have a new segment, and I'm gonna need your help to keep this segment going. I'm calling it the best BaoFeng reviews. What I have done is I have gone to Amazon. Oh boy, here I'll just dive into it. And I've taken a collection of some of the best BaoFeng reviews on Amazon, and we're going to talk about them. Customer review: FM gets raptured by other signal constantly, then battery like is a Beijing, so it'll annoy you to charge. So confusing. FM gets raptured by other signal, and then it's annoying to charge, but like it's all right. Maybe 3 stars. Good review. Customer review: I am disappointed. Came running. After charging the battery and not stopped, it all worked more. First stopped a second flashlight, and then stopped the radio, not turned over. No product quality. I am disappointed. Junk. Impossible to program. He's never seen my videos, apparently. It's junk. Don't waste your money. Programming is nearly, if not impossible, and makes about as much sense as a mentally impaired monkey. 6 comments on that one. So basically what I need your help for is if you see, and it doesn't have to be the UV5R, it could be any BaoFeng, any Chinese radio, any ham radio for that matter. If you see a hilarious thing, take a screenshot of it and send it to me on Facebook or post it on the Discord meme page. Customer review: never had a better radio ever. 1 star. 1 star. 1 star. Been a ham radio operator for 65 years. Had a half dozen portables. Never had a better radio ever. So happy with its features. What a gem. Thanks so much. Works just great in all respects. We'll order more for friends and spare. Steve, W7VEW. Customer review: these are knockoffs. Anytime you see the letters EWC under the battery, it's a knockoff. Customer review: 1 star. Very misleading description of product. This is not a scanner like it said in description. I am very disappointed in the product and will probably never use it. Thanks for the poor description of products. Very misleading description. Description. This is not a scanner like the description says. Oh, that's the same one. BaoFeng handheld radio, 1 star. My my ham radio, the voice in it is Chinese. It's in it. The voice is in it. How do you change it to American? Have not been able to turn everything on. Haven't been able to get anybody. First, I would like for the voice in it to speak American. I agree. Speak American. Or leave. Not a very good radio. I sold them to a buddy who, not a very good radio. I sold them to a buddy who has good luck with them. He had high hopes for them. I ended up buying a NASCAR level system for the race car. Good. Customer review. Caca. My neighbor has been into ham. And after working on these, he thought they were total junk. The unlock on this radio is horrible. Anything that touches keyboard will change your frequency. Horrible. Use in our UTV trip to the point we decided to box it. Cheap, but not worth. Good. There is a lock key. This is just a picture of the AC adapter where the lead is just straight falling out and there's a wire. That is actually funny. That is some jank quality control right there. Top notch. Bad battery upon arrival. When I got the radio, it came with a battery labeled bad. So I tested it, and it was in fact bad. Why would someone send me a radio knowing it wasn't going to work? I love that one. That is one of my favorite ones. Oh, this one, I'm going to cover up my face to do this. Customer review. I guess it's better than nothing. This potato makes a cheap starter radio for a new ham who is unsure if he or she is going to take to the hobby. I guess it's better than nothing. Yes, when it's new, it sends out a signal on the frequency it is supposed to. Yes, it can receive signals, and you can have a long QSO with it. But that's about it. I've owned 7 of these. 7. My daughter got one when she got licensed at age 9. My son also got one when he became licensed at age 9. 6 of the 7 units have failed in some form or another. I have many complaints about the model. My biggest issue with the model when it is working is that it is terrible. This is actually a good review. Where does it fall off the point? Let's see. The antenna connection, points, radio. A better radio for the budget isn't. Okay, this is actually a good radio, a good review. So that is not meeting my requirements. We're moving on. But good review. Is this all we have? No, we've got more. 1 star. Did not works. You need a license to run it. God, don't you hate that when they get you with a license to run it? Don't you hate that? That old license to run it, Chestnut? Is that it? That's the, That's it. That's the last one. That's the best one. I personally like that one the most. That's my favorite. All right, we got to top off here. Okay, so unless I totally foobarred my Discord and my my desktop stuff, I'm gonna try and hop into the Discord and see if I can get it to pop over on the live stream. Buy the TYT UV8000. It is a 10 watt and has 2 meters, 70 centimeter, and crossband repeat, and is only $80 each. That's from KLC 8000. Yeah, I've heard that's a good radio. Let's see. Oh, we got some people in the chat. Okay, let me see if I can I... You guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh, good. It's working. So the desktop audio is good. So you guys are on the stream. Carrie. Where's Carrie? Here's Carrie. Carrie, you are a patron. So is Coffee. So if you guys want to ask a question first to kick off Q&A, I will take it. If you want to type it in, that's fine too. If you got one. If you don't, that's cool too.
Carrie has her sound muted.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's she's got the actual incoming. Carrie, unmute your headset. Well, no, she doesn't need to, I guess, if she's listening to my actual live stream. But
Yeah, but there's a 45-second delay.
Oh.
I just mentioned her.
Everyone did.
Yeah, Carrie, just so we can hear you over the stream if you want to talk, you can unmute. Oh, there you go.
Hey, here I am.
How's it going?
Yeah, but there's a 45-second delay.
Oh, mute the live stream.
I just mentioned her.
Okay.
That delay.
Is it working now?
It's very
Yeah.
good. Yes, you're coming through loud and clear. Do you have a question? We're kicking off the live stream with patrons first.
No, I already just asked about the island.
Oh, well then maybe you can educate me somewhat. Is it totally inaccessible or is it just called the Inaccessible Island?
It's just called Inaccessible Island. There are people that go there. It said mostly conservationists, and it's a UNESCO site, but you can get on there and stuff. I just wondered if anybody had ever gone there for a DX edition or anything like that.
It doesn't seem like it from what I saw. So I typed in DX and it filled out Pedition. So I'm assuming that there is, but is it called Tristan da Cunha Island? Is that?
Yeah, I think it's with that island chain or whatever that is. I think.
So it looks like there's a blog from 2014 that he will be active on all HF bands. Oh yeah, there are apparently people who go there. Radio Ham's board. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there is. Let's see. I'm posting the link internal to Discord, and let me fire it off to the show. Oh, somebody asked a question that got blocked for some reason. It was Butterbean. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it seems like there are people that have done DXpeditions from there. So where is it geographically?
It's between South America and Africa,
It's where it's kind of by Bouvet.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty unforgiving lands, that area.
Yeah. Very much.
That's pretty cool. I would love to do a DXpedition. I would totally do that if I could get the time, but I don't have the time.
No.
Not from work and everything and family.
Robert
Adkins asks, what is your thoughts on 4 meters? They run it in a few places in Europe. What was curious about it? So I've always been told that 4 meter is the gentleman's band. No idea what that means. Don't know. I have no experience with it. So KLC 8000 asks, where do I live? I live in California. DX News, the link was broken?
Yeah, remove the second slash at the end.
Oh, but why? But why? Okay, there you go. Sorry. Try that one.
People actually live on that island. Like, there's a Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. There's a little village.
Oh,
They
really?
have a burger place and 2 churches and a museum.
On the island?
Yeah, and it's like, it is literally halfway between South America. It's a little closer to South Africa, but it is just in the middle of the Atlantic. It is crazy. But I guess there's a pretty big island chain
Well, that's kind of weird.
kind of leading up to Angola. I
The
don't know,
pictures
that's
that they have
cool.
of it make it look like it's just totally...
Oh!
It's southwest of that Tristan da Cunha.
I
Mhm.
see. This will help.
Hopefully everybody's hearing the stream or the people talking in Discord correctly. I hope I'm not too quiet. Okay, well, I will take questions now from anybody that has them, either in Discord, in the Discord chat, or in the live stream. Feel free to go crazy.
Do you, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you homebrew?
I haven't homebrewed since my youngest son was born. I just haven't had the time. But yes, I do. I made many beers.
Nice.
I actually have a lot of videos on YouTube for making mead. Some of the first things I brewed was mead. Mead's very easy to make. It's very forgiving. I always recommend people start with mead or wine. It's a little bit more forgiving than beer.
Oh, I always thought the other way. Like wine is like a long time, and you have to.
It's a long time, but there's not a lot of activity to do. You just let it sit.
Nice. Yeah, this is my second batch I'm drinking right now, and I kind of impressed. Like I thought, like the first batch was okay, but this is like exactly what I made a pale ale, and it's got a head, it's got carbonation, it doesn't taste sour, it's perfect, and it was $25 for 5 gallons. So
Yeah. Yeah,
crazy.
no, making beer is a fun little project you can do with friends. I've always threatened to do a monthly beer event where every month we'll have people come over and we'll either be bottling or brewing a beer, and then we'll be enjoying whatever we had made from the previous month, maybe have dinner or whatever. I've always wanted to do that, and I just haven't had the discipline to set it all up. Self One asks, is the Texan 660 better than the 880? There is a website called swling.com, swling, shortwaveling, and he did a review of the 660, the 880, and 2 other popular shortwave radios. He found that the 660 was the one he would pick if he had to pick between all 4 of them. And it really depends on what you want to do with the radio. If you really are into shortwave and you're really into single sideband, the 660 is great. It's also a little bit smaller than the 880. Let's see. Still just a tech and a user of BaoFeng radios. I'm also a bicycle ham. So I didn't really mention it, but bicycle HF is a legit real thing. People go crazy on HF on bicycles. Real thing. Pretty cool too.
That's
What was that?
just found it surprising.
Oh. Yeah, they use a lot of time they're, obviously QRP. A lot of 817s. You see a lot of people doing wild things with 817s. James Hart says I have an FAHP. It is a good radio. I agree.
Hey, Josh.
What's up? Who is that?
The last guy in the chat, he has his audio muted, so he can't hear you.
Hey, Josh.
Hey. You're listening on the stream. Cool. What's up, man? You probably want to unmute the Discord.
I'm PM.
Okay, yeah, you unmute the Discord so that you can hear me. There's no lag on Discord. There's a big lag on YouTube. It's like I don't know, 40 seconds.
It's me. It's Carl.
Yeah. I guess I should have mentioned, if you're gonna hop on the Discord chat, listen.
My phone keeps messing up. It's KN4KBL here.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Josh. It's KN4KBL.
Gotcha, buddy. Do you have a question or just want to hang out?
I'm just hanging out here with y'all. I was on the live stream. Like I said, I'm new to ham radio. I just remember I told you I think it was a not last live stream, but the last. I got my ham. I was going to go get my ham license at the Ham Fest, and I passed. I'm into DMR now, and I'm having fun with it. I've had it for 3 days, and I'm really enjoying it.
Excellent. Then real quick, KLC 8000, thank you for the $5, buddy. Let's see, say I need to get some sleep. Oh, sure, I'll allow it. Thank you for $5. I'll let you go to sleep. Thank you. So, sorry, internal to the chat here. So you're on DMR now. Were you the one that was mentioning the net that you were listening to?
The talk group, yeah, 3100. Talk group 3100.
So, I'm on I've got a bunch of different repeaters set up. So talk group 3100. So I've got a bunch of repeaters set up or channels. How do I just join your talk group on those channels?
Well, this is a North American talk group. It's just the whole continent of North America.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I've always heard that, like, if it's a really big group, like a really geographically big group, like, you don't really want to use it. Like, people get mad. Is that something?
No,
No?
Everybody's been really nice. There's people that join the talk group from England,
Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia, the Philippines, Australia. I was hearing somebody at like 8 o'clock this morning. I'm from Australia. I'm in Georgia. It's 11 o'clock right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I've just got to sit down and crank on it a bit harder. I got my local repeaters working. The code plug for the local repeater group is all very nicely laid out. I was able to talk all local, and I was talking in the SoCal area, but I didn't bump it up to anything larger regionally.
Yeah, I even went to the worldwide talk group. Everybody's nice. There's no people on there. There's no bad word people that have bad. There's no people that cuss.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really nice people.
I'm guessing that if they did, they could probably get their radio stunned, right?
Yeah, probably.
There's a lot of lockout stuff you can do with a digital
Yeah.
DMR. If
Yeah.
everybody's open and honest and nice, right? There's no issue.
Correct. Yep. And I talk my closest repeater that I can get clearly and solid is about 50 miles away. So I'm
That's
doing
good.
pretty good.
And you're doing that on what kind of radio?
It's look up the Alluance HD1.
Oh,
I got that one. It's a VHF UHF model. 10 watts.
Oh, you said 10 watts.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
10 watts on 10 watts on VHF and 8 watts on UHF.
So real quick, let me address Joe in the chat here. Ask, you should do a vid about the pros and cons of the common QRP radios. I'm torn between the Xiegu 5105 and the FT 817. Well, I covered a lot of the high level stuff in my Xiegu 5105 review. Just the key points are the 817 is a way more older radio. It's not digital. It's an analog only radio. Hold on, I'm gonna pause the internal for a second so I can hear. So 817 is just an older radio. It's purely analog. It's not software defined at all. The KX2 does not work VHF UHF, but that's okay. Neither does the Xiegu. I believe it does 10 watts output, and it's like $1,200, whereas the Xiegu is $650 and is in most cases the same functionality as the KX2. It's Chinese though. I feel that it has a pretty good supportive group in the Facebook group that's out there. If you go on Facebook and you search for Xiegu X5105, another fellow YouTuber actually runs a group on the radio, and it's a really good group. They're very welcoming. They got me set up pretty quickly and running on the Xiegu when I got it. Agile K9 Top Dog asks, what is a good starter radio for a new general, used or new? It really depends on your budget and what you want to do with it. If you want to do single sideband, well then hell, man, used is fine. Go to town. Find a nice. Go on eHam. So here's what you do. Here's what you do, guys. I'm gonna walk you through what you do. You go on eBay and you go on Craigslist and you look for HF radios. And every time you find a radio you're not familiar with, you pull up eHam and you search that radio and you read the reviews for that radio. And if the reviews are okay, 4s and up, go ahead and pull up the spec sheet on that radio and take a look at it and see if it could do what you want to do. But if you want to do CW and single sideband, most used radios will be perfect for you. You don't have to worry about it much. Joe C., I'm down with the Chinese tech. I joined the group from your link. I'm just being indecisive. Yeah, right on. No, I understand completely. It's not a small amount of money. What's a good start radio for a new general? Yeah, I mentioned that. Okay, cool. All right, let me head back into the. Okay, now I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, I'll do my unboxing then while people come up with questions.
Have you heard of someone hooking an amp up to the BaoFeng radio?
Yeah, people do hook BaoFengs up to amps. They have there's actually an amp on eBay somebody linked me to. What is it, like a 25 watt amp? It's not a big amp. It actually plugs into the your cigarette lighter in your car.
That's funny.
So if you need to, drop the proverbial BaoFeng hammer on someone. Oh. Yeah, this is it.
There was a guy who he did a check on the BaoFengs. He basically plugged it into another BaoFeng to see if it would survive, and it did.
Wait, he did what? Say it again?
He plugged two BaoFengs together with, literally transmitted a BaoFeng into a BaoFeng or a radio into a radio to see how
Two BaoFengs enter, one BaoFeng leaves.
Yeah.
What is that?
And apparently it did not destroy the radio. I'll find the video and post it into the little chat here.
All right.
The guy who did it was I think he was the Young Ham of the Year too.
I got a Smooth Q mobile cell phone stabilizer on Amazon. Buddy of mine, Clover Tactical here also on YouTube. I was talking to him last night on a live stream, and he kept talking about this thing, and I was like, "Fine, you sold me. I want it." So I will have to do a review of it in the future, but it's pretty interesting. For $100, a stabilized gimbal is pretty sweet. Not totally radio related, but. Do you use any portable omnidirectional antennas like an Alpha, Chameleon, or Buddy Stick? No, I don't, Joe. Actually, good question. I usually just throw a wire in a tree and either tune it or whatever. And it's middling. Random wire antennas can be kind of difficult to mess with, particularly if you're running it into a 9-to-1 un. MFJ is sending me a big ear antenna with the coil trap thing and the base station, so I'll try to run that. It comes in a little cool case. The smallest little guitar case.
I need to get stuff to make my antenna.
Yeah, I really recommend people do play around with making their own stuff. You'll get a better understanding, and you'll learn a lot faster. I think I've always felt that way. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Very cool. People said this feels. I mean, it feels plasticky, but it feels rigid. It feels good. I like it. All right.
So, how's your adventures in BaoFeng APRS going?
It hasn't gotten off the ground. The apps are kind of fidgety. Fidgety is probably the best word I could say. I think the best BaoFeng APRS app is APRS Droid.
Amen.
I have an iPhone though. I have actually a couple Androids that don't have SIM cards. I just use them for projects that I'm working on and whatnot. I think I'm gonna have to dust them off and charge them to do APRS Droid. It's probably the best. It's probably the best way to go. I feel.
I bought a cheap Android tablet for $100 just to use APRS Droid and use APRS apps or Android only apps with ham radio, because there's a whole side of apps, because not many ham developers have that cross-platform skill. They only do one or the other.
Right.
APRS Droid is one example, and it works with Mobile Link too, which is the Bluetooth TNC, which is really really handy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so the thing to keep in mind is it seems like for iPhone at least, a lot of the iPhone apps, they just want to use the microphone in for the connection, which is really not that good of a method for connecting your radio to your phone. You really want to have a solid link. With that said...
Yeah. And they couldn't get the Mobile Link to work on an iPhone because of the serial port protocol SPP Bluetooth, but
yeah,
now that Bluetooth Low Energy is a thing, I think somebody's gonna, or either Mobile Link or somebody is like thinking or making a new app for that. But I don't know. I've been wanting to get into it for a while, but I'm too lazy.
I might have mentioned it before. So there's a guy. He's. Ooh, is it gonna work? Easy Digi by KF5INZ. I bought these years ago on eBay. This one is for the UV5R and the UV82, so basically Kenwood plugs. This will work with Kenwoods. And what it does is it has two plugs for the BaoFeng here, right? And it's got one plug for the your iDevice, the microphone and the whatever, the speaker / microphone. It's much bigger than the one that I just recently purchased, but this works fine too. I never opened it, but I'm assuming it's probably got some amount of resistors in it just to smooth it out. Or I don't know. I should probably open it. I also did one for the Easy Digi for my LD5, but that freaking radio.
Ooh, big party in voice. What's going on?
That radio, man. It angers me.
You know what I did tonight? Wait.
By the way, on the live
Scanner.
stream.
We are live here.
Oh, we're streaming. Hang on. Link, please. It's Friday. Let
There
me
you
see. Oh, good. Hang on. Where's the present? There we go. Yeah, I'm a little slow tonight. If you figured it out.
You've also been following along with the beers I'm drinking?
Ah.
Are we going beer for beer?
I am.
Right on. That's what I want to hear.
I've been drinking my homebrew, and it's like I've kind of impressed myself with my second batch of homebrew.
What'd you make? What kind of beer was it?
So it was a pale ale ? I'm actually talking to
Nice.
a guy from the stream. He's like telling me all about mashing or what's it called?
Sparge.
Doing your own grain, sparging, tons and beer kegerators, all the words.
So, brewing beer kind of has the same. There are certain gates to brewing beer that remind me very much like ham radio. So if you're doing an extract brew, like if you're doing an extract only brew, that's very much like VHF, UHF. And if you're sparging and you've got a cooler, like one of those Gatorade coolers that you've turned into a sparging unit, that's very much like HF land.
Yeah, I'm definitely in technician class beer brewing. Boiling it, bottling it. No
for sure.
It's really easy, but I'm getting persuaded to do some grain stuff.
Yeah, you get your spurs if you do all grain brews. That's kind of the men versus the boys. Nice. The CB operators versus the HF operators.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
You know what I call a ham operator?
What's that?
An upper class CBer.
Nice.
And by the way, we're not going to turn this into a hate on CBs.
No,
I don't hate on CBs.
A lot of us upgraded from CB, or use it.
I didn't, because I guess I just got access to ham radio really early from being in the Boy Scouts, so I just kind of fell right into ham radio. I was exposed to it early, I guess is what you could say.
It was like a natural progression. I was into FRS, and then my grandpa had
David Bond,
CB,
see ya.
and then I scanned. I was at police scanning, and then I found ham radio on a repeater. Like the button on the scanner said ham, and I was like, what?
That's a nice, well-rounded way to get to ham radio, I think. I think that it gives you a lot
That's
of exposure.
pretty much what I did. I started out with like scanning and stuff.
Yeah, I do. I think I was more into shortwave, though. I've always had that HF kind of spirit.
Yeah, I
It's
was
so easy to
gunning
go
for an SSB receiver that'll do HF for a while, and I got one recently at the Hamfest, and I'm loving it. HF is wonderful. Except
HF,
for
or what are you talking about? What'd you get?
an Eaton, an E5, the HF SSB receiver, the
Oh, it
shortwave
does.
thingy.
Okay, it does single sideband. That's right. No, we talked about this the
Yeah.
other day. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't really. I hear a lot of bad things about 7.200 and 14.313. That's where all the that's where all the bad people hang out, isn't it?
That's where they say naughty things on the radio. That's
Radio
right.
hell. Radio hell. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Don't go there, kids.
Don't go. Stay away from 7200.
Okay, where's my SDR again?
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
I just posted the Discord link in the chat if you want to repost it. And
Why did it? Are we expired?
No, it's just you've gained like 40 viewers since you posted it at the beginning.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
So the chat that I just posted internally is to our Discord. We're talking on this live right now. So
hello. This
yeah.
is live.
Hey there.
So if
There's
you'd
a
like
lot
to,
of like when it's happening on the Discord, and then on the stream it's happening a little bit later because of the
Sure.
lag between the Discord and the stream. But
sure.
it's still a thing.
Well, to them, they're seeing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm taking Discord and I'm feeding it into my broadcaster, and my broadcaster's also including me. So we're good. We're all there together.
We're all it's all.
But
one
anyway,
big
Discord
happy
is a
family.
text chat with an audio component. We're all in the audio. We've got a good group of people in there right now. So somebody posted a picture of their. Oh, there you go. They're carrying along with their beer. Going beer for beer with me.
I noticed there's a lot of people in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there
there
you
you go.
Now that's a fridge.
Yeah, that's what we do in America when our kitchen fridge goes out of whack or gets replaced. It goes to the garage and we turn it into a kegerator.
Except he's in Canada.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's it. Oh, well, Canada
All over
does
the
that
world.
too. They can do that as well.
I noticed there's a lot of people in here without call signs.
What's that?
I said I noticed there's a lot of people in here without call signs. Did they just take your test or something?
Yeah, probably.
I haven't taken mine yet. I'm
I
studying.
have my. Hang on. Let me. How do I change
Nobody's
the nickname on
obligated
here?
to add their call signs, by the way.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Lots
there you
of
go.
people do it though.
Like that.
You can. I've got no problem with it. In fact, there's a bot that we have on Discord that will actually tell you what the if somebody wants to do that, can you blast off the bot in the live stream group, or is it only on the bot chat?
It's in every chat, or just we Discord's doing it.
Okay, somebody blast off with the so there's call sign. You
There.
can pull up. You can pull up my
now know where I
information.
live.
Oh yeah, maybe use me since I use a P.O Box.
Oh, I don't care.
There we go. I changed mine.
Hey, haven't taken test. There it is.
Fix that.
And
Yay! Publicly available information.
so there's the solar terrestrial status of how we're doing on HF, which is bad. HF is bad.
I actually at my friend's house got a fair capture on 10 megahertz of WWV, which is pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It was really nice. I have a video. I'll try and here. Let me put it in the Discord.
It'll also do CW, which is HELL. What is that? HELLO. Hello. Good. Okay. VER. Everyone. Good. What else we got? Oh, somebody asked.
Oh, there we go.
Do I own an S2000? No, I used to own an S2000. I used to have a Suzuka Blue S2000. I sold it when I hit 127,000 miles. Also, strangely enough, exactly the same time I had my first child. So I don't know if there's a relationship there, but I think there may be something to do with that.
Oh no, well I put videos in the thingy. Aww.
Oh, feedback is terrible? I might be, let me lower the internal chat.
I'm not hearing doing it?
Yeah, I'm not getting any feedback.
You might have a feedback if you're listening to both the YouTube and the Discord at the same time. You should mute one or the other.
I want to make everything.
You gotta mute the live stream.
I don't even see him in the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on just not in the live voice chat.
He's not in the voice chat.
There's no feedback. Pretty much just listen to
They
that.
removed the
So-
UV3R.
Who's
From
on
the-
the east? Who's on the East Coast here? I
Well, hold on,
know-
we got a question in the chat that I know between all of us we can answer, because I'm not exactly sure on the answer to this one. Question was, how does or would an artificial ground plane work?
Artificial ground plane?
I'm not- Maybe I
Yeah,
need
I
more
don't-
details. Like, are you talking an artificial ground for an antenna?
Well, there are people who do it for the BaoFengs. That way it makes the BaoFeng code slightly better, where they just hook a long wire up to a ground pod on the radio.
Well, that's not an artificial ground plane. That's an actual ground wire.
It sounds like it's a CB talk thing because I looked up artificial ground plane and I got a barrage of CB.
Oh, okay.
What's...
Artificial ground plane is usually your highest spot before the antenna takeoff point, right? That's metal or something like that. So like the roof of your car.
Well, I've got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Let me look this up. I have. Let me look. Attenuator. I've got. Yeah, I've got one of these. It's a K model 30-0.
You better post that somewhere I can. Oh, MFJ?
Attenuated.
Oh, attenuate.
Attenuate. One of these. I've got one of those, and I want to know how I hook it up to an antenna. 101 dB. Yeah. Oh, 101 dB. Oh, that's 20, 40, 60, 80.
Hey, Josh.
90.
What is that?
6, 8, 99. Oh, that's 100. Okay.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So it's missing the left side socket. It's just a pass through. You got a BNC that. It looks like it's just two BNC connectors.
Ah.
It's missing the connector on the left side.
My friend saw it here. Look at this. My friend bodged on. I can take a picture of this and send it to you guys. Actually, let me do that real quick.
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
Why did they remove? Is the UV3R? Is it discontinued?
I don't know. I don't know why they got rid of it. I think they wanted to get their product lines more based off of the UV5R. So if you have the UV3R like Mark II or whatever, it has a lot of similarities to the UV5R more than it did with the UV3R. They were wholly different radios, and if you follow the lineage of where a lot of these BaoFeng radios came from, Kenwood is the actual maker of the UV5R, the one that they copied and made the radio off of. Yaesu is the original maker for the UV3R.
Ah, there's your attenuator, by the way. Actually, it's loading into the thing.
Yeah, so
there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, it's got a BNC on each side.
My friend tacked on a BNC off of a scope he had.
There you go.
So, there you go.
How you doing? But it works.
A bit how you doing, yeah, but I want to know how I get it. It's a passive device, right?
Yeah.
It's not powered, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a mechanical attenuation.
Ah.
I mean, the back
so
at least looks that way.
I could use this for fox hunting.
I was just gonna say you could use that for DFing. That'd be the only thing that I could think of
Yeah,
off the top of my head for that.
that's what I want to use it for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that reminds me. You just reminded me that I got to make a video on my tape measure Yagi.
That's also what I want to make.
Hey, Josh.
Jeez,
That'll be fun.
there you go.
Josh, I already have I have a tape measure Yagi.
Oh, they're great.
Well, tape.
Go to Harbor Freight, get a free tape measure, cut that baby down, make your own.
I have a tape measure kicking around somewhere.
There you go. I had somebody reply. They
Why did
replied
I
to my
throw that
video
tape measure? Hang on.
that that's like a sin cutting a tape measure up, that they feel
Where's
like
it
they're
going?
committing a mortal sin.
I don't know if it's a Yagi. I think it's a directional.
That's a Yagi.
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
A directional antenna and a Yagi are the same concept.
Literally
to
the
a certain
same
degree.
thing. Yeah. It's
You know,
the
you
same.
point the Yagi out straight towards where the
signal is. That's pretty
but-
much what it
this,
is.
But this one, it's like a you hold it.
Oof.
It's directional to the side of it.
Sneeze.
Oh,
Ugh.
like a loop.
I'm not good with antennas.
See, the only other directional ones I can think of
I'll probably
are
send it
The tape measure antenna.
I can only
That.
know of Yagis and loops that are. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
exactly like the one I built.
yeah, it's a Yagi.
That's a
It's the one-
Yagi.
It's the one you can talk to the space station with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
either
that's a
Yagi or a log periodic.
I think log periodic, doesn't it need like more elements than 3 or something like that to technically qualify? Like a beverage antenna requires just a crap load of elements.
Logs are weird. I have no idea how those work.
Could I
At all.
also just go down to the hardware store and get like a TV antenna that's like a log periodic and use that?
You'd have to cut
Or
the
would
elements down.
Hmm. Interesting.
The elements are cut very specifically for the bands that you're operating on.
Could
driven-
I? Yeah, but that's the thing. Could I just buy one of those TV antennas and could I? I guess I could. Well,
I guess
You
if you
can-
wanted to
the,
operate on 10
the
meters.
SWR would be horrible, but
No,
So
it
you-
wouldn't-
That is the antenna that I have. The one that's on the Discord. That is the one I have.
yeah, that's a Yagi. That's a tape measure
Yeah.
Yagi. So
Yep,
those
that's
are
what I
those elements. So understand, the only part that's driven, like the actual part that you're feeding your RF into, is the middle element. The back
Oh.
element is called a reflector, and the front element is a focus.
the focus. Yeah.
And
Okay.
so that's how you get the beam characteristics. That's where you get that RF. Yeah, that's another Yagi too. The one that's on the board there with the coat hanger Yagi is what they call that, I think.
Coat hanger Yagi. I like that. That's nice.
So you can
Yeah.
go down to Harbor Freight and get a tape measure, and go down to Home Depot, buy a piece of schedule whatever PVC, and you can put this thing together for like less than $10, $15.
But I will
Well,
tell you this.
I do have a hardware store in town, so that might also help.
And that's what I
I
used to
made-
talk to SO50, the satellite SO50.
Oh, nice.
I did talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some interference outside of my local library. It kills one of the repeaters on receive anyway.
You know, AM
Ooh.
AM's good. AM radios are good for tracking down noise too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted to be a little more directional with it because I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, you can make AM radios directional too. You just use body blocking.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you put the AM right up against your body, and your back is the null zone. Everything behind you is the null zone. And so as you start to crest around a corner, as you turn and you start to hear something, as your leading edge, that's where the signal's coming from generally.
Huh.
Yeah.
I should try that. I think I'll try that and see where I get.
Hey Josh.
Yep.
That Yagi, I actually made it way before I got my ham license. We went to this club field day.
Okay.
I live in Dalton. It's the Dalton Amateur Radio Club. It's a club of 43 members, and me and my dad just got our ham license. I made that. I think I was like maybe 13 years old when I made that. I made it, and they it tested the impedance on it, and it was the best one that was made there.
That's very good.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're fun to make because you kind of measure them. You kind of measure them to start, and then you kind of back them off. Like you kind of I call it walking it in. That's what my buddy would always say. He's a CNC guy. You get your rough cut, so you measure it a little bit long. Then you check the SWR once you get it assembled. Then you start just like kind of cutting a little bit of material off the end of it until you get the SWR on point. Do you have a hairpin? A hairpin? What do they call that? Between the two driven angles, it's a hairpin. Oh, why can't I remember the name?
Oh.
It's like you can use an enamel wire to jump the two driven angles together, and that helps you tune the SWR.
Let me see on these attenuators. Hang on.
So I'm gonna post this in the Discord. Oh yeah. So if you got the money, the diamond that just got posted by Dominic is like awesome, because that's a 2 meter antenna and a 70 centimeter antenna. It's got two different planes, right? It's polarized differently. For 2 meters and 70 centimeters, it's polarized differently, so you can operate on both with it. So if for example, this is exactly why you would use it, most of the payloads on satellites are like 2 meter uplink and 70 centimeter downlink. So you need something that can crossband. That's why I use the Kenwood D72A for satellite stuff, because it'll crossband repeat. Well, it won't crossband repeat. It'll crossband operate. You can receive on the 2 meter and you can transmit on the 70 centimeter.
Ah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I've got a green screen tattoo because I'm so pale. It's kind of weird though. It's like the null zone's right here where it starts to act up, but then when I get close, it focuses and it's fine. So I don't know.
It's like how the pin on your hat's a green screen too.
Oh, Paul says he's out of here. Discord's killing the mojo. I'm sorry.
Oh
Paul.
yeah, your hat is green screening. I mean, your pin is. That's really cool.
Pin.
Is it too loud? Is the Discord coming in too loud? Is that why I can? Or I could just mute all them. Which link didn't work? Why are my links not working?
Oh no.
Your link worked for me.
Your link worked for me.
Yeah. It's like every other time you click one of the links, it works.
So W5KUB does a hangout after all of his streams. I like the Discord. I was wondering if you ever seen
Schedule
that.
40.
I'm sorry, I lost you there, Coffee. What'd you say?
W5KUB, he's like the other live streamer. I think you and him are like the only two live streamers of Ham Radio.
Oh no, they're all doing it now. They're all copying us. What's his name? Augie?
Oh yeah, he's doing the CW course.
He's trying to. I like him a lot, but I actually sent him a message. I was like, bro, if you want to talk, I can try and help you some if you want to get set up with OBS or whatever. What was the call sign that you said also streams? I don't know that.
W5KUB, Tom Medlin, T-Medlin.
Is he the guy that does the Tuesdays?
Yeah. And he
oh
also
yeah.
Does, all the ham fests. He goes to like Dayton and the big ham fest.
Yeah.
Wheels part around.
I tuned into one of his streams, and I realized that he just lets the stuff run for hours, and I don't know how he does it. Like he starts the stream going, and he just plays music in the background. He doesn't do anything for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing here? We talking?
And then eventually he has some kind of like program, and then when he finishes, he does a hangout.
I'm gonna mute myself. Hang on.
Camera. And the only thing I remember from his hangouts is one guy smoking a cigar and nothing of value.
Mm.
Do
they drink beer?
Really appreciate these. No.
Oh.
They're not on our level.
Yeah.
But I think he's the only other one that does a live stream with a chat.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just thinking about the Paul who said the stream or the Discord is concerning, and I'm like, but why? This is fun.
So you gotta understand, the reason why I'm so comfortable with live streams is I've been on gunchannels.com since going back to 2012, and before that I've been on YouTube since 2006. Like, I've been making videos and streaming for a very long time. I'm not popular. Don't get me wrong, I'm not popular. I just kind of am used to it. So doing a lot of this stuff is just like old hat to me. Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'd like to get more people in and have a discussion. I love Discord. This is great. I'm so glad somebody mentioned it to me. Was it Dom reached out to my Facebook, I think? Dominic, I think you were the first one. And then other people, once I mentioned it, started, Ethan, of course, mentioned it. He's like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then I met up with a lot of you guys through opening this thing up. But it's a good idea because you get both the visual with the pictures and the text for people that want to do that, and then you get the audio. If people want to hop on, they're welcome to do that. And it allows me to have another layer to an already kind of cool thing we're doing. If people want to talk and ask a question live, that option's there for them. If they want to just ask in chat, that's cool too. We're covering everybody's bases. James Ross, loving the channel. See, that's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it.
Just
Yeah,
the
and the
reason
cool
why I
thing
like
is anybody can come in.
reason why I like Discord is because I don't like Facebook's practices. So Discord's the second best thing I see.
Look,
Facebook groups.
Lakai asked me any idea on when the next swap meet will be in your area. The W6 TRW swap meet is the last Saturday of every month, and it is at the Redondo Beach Northrop Grumman campus. If you pull up, if you just Google W6 TRW, they'll come up, and there's a link in there for the swap meet. I've been going the last 2 months because people keep showing up. They tell me they're going to go take the test, and they go and get it. They've been passing. People go, they pass, and I get to take a selfie with them. And really, I go there for the sweet deals. I think the last time I have to go back though because I've got to sort this out. I did this the wrong way. I should have researched before I popped on it. But anyway, this guy he's selling these old Linksys routers. This will do Hamnet mesh Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi for ham radio basically. The problem is that I got the wrong version. This is a version 6 and I needed a 1 through 4. It can't be version 5 or 6. So paid $15 for it. I'm going to go back and the guy's always there. I'm just like, hey, can I just swap this out for one of your versions 1 through 4s or whatever, and I'll just give this back to you. But yeah, mesh ham radio, guys. Self-propagating mesh ham radio. You put this up on your roof because it kind of needs to be on the roof because it's 2.4 gigahertz or something like that. And you can do Wi-Fi via ham radio.
That reminds me, in the morning at 8 a.m., my radio club is setting up a point-to-point network. Not a mesh network, but just a network off-grid internet that's supposedly going to make it easier for us to manage our repeaters. Like, we can change settings and change PL tones and fix things on the fly without having to go up to the actual repeater site and do it with like. You used to be able to do that stuff with DTMF, which you can still do, but it's funner to have a little network set up. And then B, like it's kind of like the dark net. It's our own little internet, so we can point an antenna at it. And it's super fun. So I gotta go climb some buildings and point some dishes. It'll be fun.
My club uses they actually use phone patch to do everything to the repeater.
Still?
Yeah.
Still?
Yes, phone patch. We have a phone patch. We still have a phone patch.
Which are surprisingly it's actually really useful. Like it might seem like that's auto patch and phone patch is so 1990s, but it's still especially if you're out in the boonies.
Oh no,
it's good. It's good for if you have an emergency or if you left your phone at home or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But a lot of repeaters they've been our club has been canceling our plans with AT&T because nobody was using them and it was just kind of $30 a month for nothing. Gotta turn it off, but some repeaters still have it and it's really handy. And I know you can also, you can integrate Skype with that sort of stuff and nowadays too. So instead of having an auto patch, you can IPify it and plug it into Skype, and you can buy Skype credit, and it'll only charge you per use rather than per month.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What point-to-point system are they using? Are they using a Ubiquity system, or what are they using?
So they use Ubiquity now. The Linksys stuff still works, but the Ubiquity is more expensive than $15. So
you get 2 antennas for $90.
And the Ubiquity, I believe, has a better. They have more power, or they propagate better, I think.
And I will tell you this: my house is completely Ubiquity. Everything in the Wi-Fi, the internet, except the modem from Charter, all my Wi-Fi is Ubiquity Unify. I have a point-to-point network set up that I send internet out to somebody out in the country, but it works pretty good.
I just posted in the live stream. So in the EU, they've kind of gone above the Call of Duty. The very third, the hamnetdb.net/map.cgi will show you their meshnet, and it is something else. you can be in Amsterdam and hit somebody up from Austria, which is like a
Whoa!
500-mile trek. So I went there for Yoda camp, and we did exactly that. And the ping time is about 10 seconds, but it still
Wow.
worked. It was
That's
still really cool.
that is insane.
Like,
Hold on, I gotta let me see if I can capture that. I'm gonna copy this link and send it. So the link that I'm posting in the internal stream chat is those are all nodes that are mesh Wi-Fi'd together. Like they're all working together. They're all, and so the way it works is it'll pick the shortest path between the two destinations.
mhm.
So you can see some of those blue lines when you zoom in a little bit is like the fastest path, and if they need to, they can diverge. But that's a awesome. And as it gets more congested, they're able to split. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Like if
Oh,
you
that's
zoom
really
into I don't know, somewhere in Germany near Cologne, there's a lot of nodes all over the place, and it just looks like spaghetti, but they kind of dynamically reassign themselves to whoever's
Yeah.
strongest.
They
It's
just
really cool.
handle it for you. You don't have to
Yeah.
do anything.
and you
They're
can
kind of
click on-
load balance.
You can click on a node and see how it's connected to the other ones.
Hey, Josh, what internet service do you have there in California?
I have Frontier.
We have Charter Spectrum. We get 400 megabits.
Same
Wow.
with me.
Download and upload, or just download?
Just download, and we get about 20 up.
I get 40 download. I mean,
Is that
100
cable
download,
or
41
digital?
up.
It's cable, Spectrum cable, Charter Spectrum.
So
It's
I'm on
digital over coaxial.
I'm on fiber, and I get 80 down, but I get 100 up, and so that's why I can do what I'm doing right now. That's why I can do like 1080p, and I can feed in all kinds of crazy crap.
Just about 20 miles above where I live is Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you've ever heard of it, it's Gig City.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And
Gig City.
they have a package that you can get 10,000 megabits or 10 gigabit, and you can it's $299 for a residential plan per
Wow.
month.
You said you're near
I
Chattanooga?
picked that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm on the other side in Memphis. of the
I live
state.
in Dalton. I live in Dalton, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
If you have an internet that fast, you can see the future pretty much, right? Is that, or you can go back in time?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like this saying that if you have a ship that goes faster than the speed of light, you basically made a time machine.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. What the heck? Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that image.
You have to
900
have, like,
download.
you have to have a special network card, a special router and stuff to get that high.
Yeah, you got to have a
Yeah.
220 AC in the wall to run that thing. Your router is basically it's the size of a dryer.
It's an enterprise thing.
I'm house hunting. So I live in an apartment in downtown St. Louis, and we have a dark fiber ring that's gigabit. I posted
Mhm.
that picture.
Mhm.
I'm house hunting, and I'm gonna be really sad when I have to go down to Charter Spectrum. Here, I think their fastest speed is 100 meg.
Yeah.
Charter
AT&T
Spectrum.
fiber does gig, but it's like a little bit more expensive than what I pay now. Like, I basically get Google Fiber, but it's the local version. It's kind of like Chattanooga.
I wish I had 10 gigabit. That's what we would probably have if we got
Gosh,
anything.
what would you do with that?
I wish we could get Google Fiber.
So I've got a question in the stream chat. Sabathius, I hope that I'm saying that right. Sabathius asks, what do you think of loop antennas for mobile or portable solutions? Example is the Chameleon F Loop. They are great. Loop antennas are great. They're horizontally polarized, which means that you don't have a lot of noise, and you're able to like do some pretty good stuff with them. You got to fiddle a bit. I believe that Chameleon's got a. You got to mess around with that little, what do they call that thing? Attenuator that they got on it. And if you move it, what's another thing? You can actually DF people out. Like if you've got a station, like if you're doing DX or whatever, and you got a station that's like a big booming station next to you, and you've already made the contact with them, you can actually like rotate it and blank them out from the loop, which is pretty cool. The active edge of the loop is the ring, the outer ring. That's where it's like the most. That's where it radiates from. They're great. They're great. have I want to get a nice little portable loop that I can have to go something that's not like backpack portable, you know, maybe a little bit of a luggable, like what. Oh yeah, Ethan just posted a good. Yeah, that's like perfect. That looks like a homebrew. Is that a homebrew? Oh, Ethan is not in the chat. Oh, he is, but he's muted his mic. Anyway, he's working. He's doing the Lord's work here, posting pictures. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Something like that.
And going back on the subject of fast internet, my cell phone provider.
Enough talk of loops. Let's go back to internet.
yeah.
Enough radio talk. Let's go back to the internet.
Yeah. My cell phone provider, I can basically, and where I live, it's not everywhere, but T-Mobile, I can usually get around 120 maybe, most places in the city.
On T-Mobile, I averaged 280 last I checked, down and 80 up. There's an app called Open Signal, which they'll do a speed test every 5 minutes and give you a log of how you've been.
Yeah.
So T-Mobile, they have gigabit speeds in my area, so at like 1 a.m. in big towns, I can get like 500 down.
That's pretty good, yeah. T-Mobile has definitely kicked their game up since 2 years ago.
It's sad that for cell phones, they have faster speeds than my home internet for half the cost.
Yeah.
You guys are turning this into a non-ham radio chat very quickly.
I am very network savvy. That's what I'm going to college for. I'm going to college for networking and IT infrastructure.
Hey,
So
you should join the Collegiate Amateur Trading Initiative.
There you go. Post the link. Post the link internally.
Sure.
They're
I'm
the
sorry
owners
if
of the most boring fraternity parties on the planet. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry if I'm boring you people with
No, you're
network
not. You're not boring. You're not boring us. It's just let's talk about radio, or you know, I'll just
Sure.
I'll just listen. I can go. Who's in the live stream that wants a radio question answered while they talk about their phones?
So, real quick, what coax cable or what cable do you recommend for a tape measure Yagi antenna?
Oh, nothing expensive because you're gonna cut it up. You know, and you're not going long haul anyway. So
G58.
yeah.
Yeah, mine just has an RG58 on it. It works fine.
Oh, I have a ton of that then. That's good.
I got a big old tank of this stuff. Look at this guy. This is what's going on the.
Can the technician do PSK31?
Technically, they can do it on VHF, UHF, but nobody's really listening to that. Because it's still going to be frequency modulated unless you got a single sideband. But you're still single sideband, you know what I mean? So you'd have to be upper sideband. If you had a 2 meter, 70 centimeter transceiver that could do upper sideband, you could probably do it on there. So
By the way, Josh,
PL259.
what is the talk group for SoCal, Southern California?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me be the wizard right now. Okay, here I come.
Okay, give it to me.
Here we go. SoCal Talk Group. Hold on.
You able to hit a satellite, Damien?
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Where is it? I got World English World, Direct Node, North America. Where is it? I forgot there's 900 contacts on this thing.
Are you using Brandmeister or just DMR Mark?
It's a Brandmeister repeater set that I have on here.
I'm using both on my Alluance.
It's California. So there's got to be a better way for me to do this. Let me go back.
One.
Oh, that's not good.
Guys,
Well, you don't have to give it to me
Oh,
right
I
now.
can't
if you
tell
don't
you right
want
now.
to. Yeah, that's fine.
I tried. Wait, I'd have to pull up the website. That's gonna be or the rechart the programming app. It's gonna be easier to do that.
I use the Luent software that they made for this radio. It works pretty good. Did you build your own code plug?
I did briefly, and then I was like, "This is crazy," so I went and downloaded another code plug and just got rid of the stuff that I didn't want to deal with. Somebody asked in the chat, I think it was Lakai, when a radio says it has digital, does it have access to all digital capabilities? That's kind of an open-ended question. It depends on the mode that it's operating on, and are we talking HF versus UHF VHF? If it's UHF and VHF, it's most likely DMR, Fusion, D-Star, P25, for example, is what all my cool friends are using. And then HF that's where you get stuff like PSK31, FT8, Whisper, Olivia, stuff like that. So it's kind of a tough question to answer if it's just open-ended like that.
P25, that stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah, they keep bugging me to get one. I found a guy on eBay that's selling used Motorola's for like $100. I keep trying to lowball him to sell me one for like $70, but he's not biting.
I want one of those like police Motorola turbo radios that are really high quality and last forever.
Really expensive.
Yeah, like the sheriff, I know him really well. He's told me, I was saying, okay, I asked him what kind of radio there. He said some DMR Motorola radio, and I said, how much is it? He said $750.
That's like actually not that bad.
For
Some of those
every
Motorola's
police
can go
officer.
over 1,000.
They did that for every police officer, one for every police officer.
Yeah,
And
man.
then they have mobiles inside the cars.
Those are even more expensive, yeah. Butterbean, take it easy, man. I'm glad that a CBer is hanging out. I appreciate it. And we weren't giving you a hard time.
You know, we can. You say CB. I think we could learn something from CB because they had an FCC recently, an FCC rule change that said that they can use like wireless microphones, wireless headsets. I need to look it up, but I always remember that CB radio was like on Bluetooth, like the more fancier CBs.
Mhm.
You could plug into your Bluetooth headset, which every trucker has. If you've ever seen a on-the-road trucker, they always have a wireless Bluetooth headset with a big earphone and a
Mhm.
boom mic. You can poke your Bluetooth into the CB radio and instead of using a microphone, which was really handy because it's hands-free. But
Yep.
how many ham radios have that?
Not a lot.
A lot of mobile
Take it easy, man.
LMR public service radios have it. Apparently,
Yeah. I mean,
a few. Right?
it seems like a way that everything's gonna go, particularly as like states start to ban more cell phone use in cars.
Mm-hmm.
That ham radio people are just gonna say, well, even though I'm legal technically to use the hand mic, I just don't want to deal with it. Make it so that I'm not breaking a law or even thought to be breaking a law. That's what I want, you know? So I think they're going to see a lot more of that in the future.
Well, most states are going to where you can talk, but you can't text.
Let me tell you something. Next time you're on YouTube, if you do go on YouTube, there's this video. This guy goes to these drive-thrus and hijacks the frequency for the drive-through speaker, and he starts jamming it, literally.
Oh.
That's probably no
Yeah,
bueno.
time.
May not
Damn
have
No
time.
bueno.
15 years
That
old.
is illegal. I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
why would you do that?
Oh, they're just going around. You can do a lot with radio. You know, there really is a lot of stuff you can do.
But
Walmart
nowadays,
talking
these new systems for these drive-thrus, like the new McDonald's, they're crystal clear. They're probably wired to the inside. They're not wireless anymore because people have been probably hacking them and doing that kind of stuff.
They're
Yeah.
wired to an access point in the middle of the store, then they're wireless from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Well,
in my day. Go ahead.
So
I was gonna say I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end the stream. We're almost like 2 hours in at this point.
yeah.
So
Remember
you
were
guys
talking
hang
about
out on Discord. I'll be back in a bit, and let me switch back here. Yeah. So band conditions are still horrible, so I guess it's not a big deal that we didn't get the digital going today. Guys, I'm gonna go head over to Discord. I already mentioned it in the chat. Actually, let me grab that link from internal. It's up here as a ways. Let me scroll back up a bit. Yeah, free to join. Free to join the ham radio crash course on Discord. We have a lot of fun talking about ham radio. I think the ham radio memes are probably some of my favorite. There it is. Let me copy that bad boy. Paste it in there. And as always, we still have the ham radio crash course on Facebook, which has been very helpful to me. I must say, everybody on the crash course, I want to give a big thanks to everybody. I have, for the past, when I started doing the technician class license, I kind of became a lot of people's personal IT when it came to radio, which everybody's really nice and they only have a couple of questions and it's generally fine, but it's just a sheer volume that was just huge. So I really appreciate the ham radio crash course and everybody that's helping each other out. You know, we all don't have to know all the answers. We just need to know some of the answers. And if you know a little bit more than someone else, we're just sharing. We're all getting better at it together. So I really appreciate that everybody's doing that. Again, there is the Patreon if you're interested. There's all kinds of different perks starting at $1, which gives you access to the monthly newsletter, which is about ham radio. Last month, it was about emergency radios, which I mentioned. And prior to that, it was about QRP. This month, who knows? Who knows? Maybe antennas. I might do homebrew stuff. In fact, that's a good idea. Anyway, I'm going to write that down. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. It was a really good stream, and we recovered well. I was really freaking out up in the last 10 minutes that it was going to be rough without the digital, but I think we did all right, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. So, again, 7-3s to everybody. This is Josh, KI6NAZ, and I will talk to you later, either next Friday or as soon as you get your butts over in Discord. All right, take it easy.